Inside the engine room of a massive cargo ship, the noise of the sea faded into the background. The ship was docked. Power was reduced. Maintenance work had begun. Routine, familiar, and repeated countless times across the shipping industry every day. The maintenance technician had been assigned to inspect part of the main propulsion system. A standard procedure. He had done it before, many times. The engine room was enormous. Steel walls, oil-stained floors, and machinery so large it dwarfed the people working around it. Shafts thicker than a human torso, rotating components designed to move thousands of tons of steel through the ocean. Nothing felt urgent. Nothing felt dangerous. That's when it happened. The technician stepped closer to the engine assembly to check a component near the drive shaft. The machinery was believed to be disengaged. The system was assumed to be safe. No one expected movement. But deep inside the ship's systems, stored energy remained. Residual rotational force, hydraulic pressure, mechanical momentum that hadn't fully dissipated. In the confined space of the engine room, the shaft began to turn. At first, it wasn't obvious. Just a subtle movement, a vibration that shouldn't have been there. Then the rotation accelerated. The technician's clothing caught. It happened faster than anyone could react. The massive shaft pulled him toward the engine assembly with unstoppable force. There was no room to step back, no time to grab support. The power of the machinery overwhelmed the human body instantly. Nearby crew members heard the change in sound, a deep mechanical shift that didn't belong. Someone shouted. Another worker ran toward the emergency shutdown controls. But on ships of this scale, systems don't stop immediately. The engine room is built for power, not speed of response. Even after shutdown commands are issued, momentum carries through steel and machinery. By the time the system came to a halt, the damage was already irreversible. Emergency procedures were activated. The engine was fully secured. Medical assistance was rushed to the scene. But the injuries were catastrophic. The technician did not survive. When the investigation began, maritime safety authorities treated the engine room as a fatal accident site. Every system was examined. Lockout procedures were reviewed. Maintenance logs were checked line by line. The findings were precise and unsettling. The engine had not been fully isolated. While primary power was reduced, secondary mechanical energy sources remained active. Proper lockout procedures were incomplete. Safety protocols that exist specifically to prevent this type of incident were not fully enforced. There was no equipment failure, no mechanical defect, no freak malfunction. The engine operated exactly as designed. The failure was procedural. Maritime safety investigations have documented similar incidents across cargo ships, tankers, and large commercial vessels worldwide. Maintenance personnel working near propulsion systems, auxiliary engines, or rotating shafts are exposed to extreme risk when energy isolation is incomplete. In ship engine rooms, space is limited. Escape paths are narrow. Machinery is unforgiving. When movement begins unexpectedly, there is no margin for error. Reports consistently highlight the same factors: assumptions, familiarity, shortcuts taken during routine maintenance, a belief that reduced power is the same as zero power. It isn't. After the incident, safety advisories were issued. Procedures were revised. Additional training was mandated. Emphasis was placed on full mechanical isolation and physical lockout before any maintenance work near rotating components. The ship eventually returned to service. The engine that took a life was cleaned, inspected, and restarted. It performed flawlessly. That is the part that unsettles investigators the most. The machine didn't break. The system didn't fail. Nothing went wrong mechanically. A human being was pulled into a system that was never meant to forgive mistakes. These incidents are recorded in technical language: entanglement, unexpected rotation, failure to isolate mechanical energy. But behind those words is a final moment that happens in silence, surrounded by steel, deep below the deck of a ship moving slowly through the water. A routine task, a trusted machine, and a force no human body can resist. Every safety rule in maritime engineering exists because something like this has already happened before. These procedures are not theoretical. They are written after real people die doing normal jobs. And yet, familiarity breeds confidence. Confidence breeds shortcuts. And shortcuts in environments like this are unforgiving. The engine doesn't hesitate, it doesn't warn, and it doesn't care who is standing nearby.